this one is going to be called Andrew. Now, obviously, our friendship began at the old Costco, where at some point, to be honest, it's been about 6 years, and you transferred from a Montana location. I don't remember us hitting it off right away or anything. I don't really recall too much from the early days of your being there, but I'm gonna assume that A, it was because we work at the same Costco, and B, at some point we realized we both love Star Trek. And I'm gonna say it was probably those two deciding factors that somehow brought us to the friendship that we have now, or at least the beginning of that. And I want to say, I appreciate all the things that you've done for me. The countless times I've moved, all the stories of me, talking about girlfriends, past girlfriends, the kids, work. We always have Star Trek, no matter what. That is a given. The thing I appreciate about you, though, is you're always honest. Maybe honest to a fault. I don't know. But I appreciate that honesty because I know I'm never going to get some sugar-coated answer from you. It's not necessarily what I want to hear, but it's what I need to hear, It's not going to be like, you're right, John. You keep doing what you're doing. You're going to be like, why would you do that? That's not what I would do. And I appreciate that you give me your honest advice. And like I said, we might not see eye to eye on everything for sure. Politics or things at work or raising kids. But I would say, we agree on most things. And the funny analogy I like to use is that one with the cartoon. Like I want to say it's a sheepdog and a sheep or something. And their job is they're like at each other all day or something, like one's trying to attack the other one. I don't know if this is quite right, but somehow I kind of remember that. And at the end of the day, they would punch out on their time card, right? And then they were friends. They were like, see you tomorrow. And the other one would be like, see you tomorrow, Bob, or whatever. And I always thought that was funny because it was like, at the end of the day, we're still friends. We might not agree on everything. We may see, totally different on some things. But at the end of the day, we're still friends. We can still be friends, even though we have difference of opinion. And I appreciate that about you. You may think I'm an idiot, but you wouldn't say that to my face, or at least I hope not. You'd be like, maybe you would. Like, you're an idiot. But I would appreciate that from you. If you said that, I know you were being honest, not just trying to be mean or something, So, I do appreciate that. We haven't had the opportunity to hang out outside, so to speak, as much as I would like. But I understand the circumstances because, just as I used to have a very strict arrangement with my ex, so that the kids wouldn't have to go to daycare, I understand that you guys work opposite shifts to be able to have your son, not spend a lot of time in outside care also. So I do understand that, and it's fine. I don't mind hanging out, eating pizza or whatever. Or obviously, I'm a big fan of your meat because that meat is delicious. And I'm not just saying that. Like, everybody who's had your meat can say the same thing. That meat is incredible. You are an amazing cook, chef. You're an amazing friend. Like I said, a couple times I've had to move, and you've always been there for me. Even smashing your damn finger, which I still feel bad about. Moving that stupid couch into my tiny little apartment, and it was raining, and you smashed your finger, and I was like, oh my God. I appreciate that. Thank you. And I'm sorry you almost lost your thumb or whatever, but I do appreciate you helping me. And I know any given time of the day or moment, if I needed you, I could pick up the phone, and I know you would be there for me. And I have no doubt about that you would help me out. And it's really amazing to have a friend that I know I can count on. And I hope in the same way, if you needed me, that I could be there for you, So I do appreciate that. And, And it's fun to have, a work friend, because we can always, gripe about our jobs and the things that we're frustrated by and stressed out about. And at the end of the day, we're like, it's good to unload, Sometimes you just want to get that off your chest and be like, oh my God, what a day, what a crap show, And we always have that too, which is nice, And sometimes, you'll text me in the morning, what time are you in, or what's going on, or how's your day, and I appreciate that, even though it's something small like that, or, hey, I know you're going through some stuff or whatever, if you want to just come hang out. And I always know I have that ability, for the most part, unless, obviously something's going on, but, I always appreciate that, your home is available. And speaking of available, right, during the big snowstorm when I couldn't get my car out of the dang parking lot, your home was my home for 2 nights, and I definitely appreciate that. Thank you. I mean, I don't know where I would have gone. I might have had to go to a hotel or something, and you let me stay at your house because I couldn't get home. And not only that, but you came and picked me up. Okay, you didn't, but your wife came and picked me up. But almost the same, right? And I appreciate that. And you let me stay in your home, and it's time and time again that you've shown, you don't just say you're a friend, you've shown that you're a true friend, and I appreciate that, helping me move, letting me stay at your house, always inviting me over, to have, barbecue food. And sometimes, I can't stay, unfortunately, because, on Saturdays and Sundays, I have my kids, so I don't really have the opportunity to necessarily hang out. But, you still an extended invite, and I appreciate that. Sometimes, I stayed for 15 minutes, and unfortunately, ate and ran. But I appreciate that you extended the invite anyway. And of course, a lot of things have been going on in politics, and, we don't see eye to eye necessarily on a lot of that, but I appreciate the fact that we can talk about those things, and I can give you my side of how I feel about it, and ask you genuine questions, and it doesn't turn into a yelling match, or you're stupid, or oh my God, how do you think like that? We can talk about it, and at the end of that conversation, I may not still agree with you, but I can understand why you think the way you do. And I appreciate that you take the time to explain that, instead of just being like, well, you're stupid. Why do you think like that? And that's one thing I enjoy talking with you, because we can have a conversation. We may not agree, but, I can understand your point of view. And of course, I appreciate all your input on all my, my woes of life and relationships and my kids. And it's nice to bounce off some feedback from you and be like, oh, so-and-so has been sick, and this is what's going on with my kids. How do you deal with your son? How do you deal with things that are going on with that? And vice versa. And I hope, you are able to bounce off a little bit of your frustrations and stress and your life on me. And, hopefully, I might not have any answers or anything, but, at least I'm able to listen and be like, you know what, that sucks, man, and I can totally relate to that, and so I appreciate that we have that. And the one day we spent together going to the casino and going out to eat that barbecue in Seattle, that was an amazing day. I mean, we have not had too many of those days, and I really appreciated that day. We got to spend doing things that were really fun, and we went on an adventure, and it was nice. It was nice to get out of the house. And one day we went to the drag strip races, and that was really fun. And so hopefully we'll have more opportunities like that to go out and do some things, besides watching Star Trek reruns and eating pizza, which, isn't bad in itself either, but it's nice to get out once in a while and do other things also. And I appreciate your friendship, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you for all that you've done for me and you continue to do for me. And it's not even necessarily what you do, it's just being there and showing that, hey, how are you doing? how are you been with, you know, with the kids and the ex and, you know, and all those situations. And I appreciate that. So I definitely wanted to make a little short video and say, you know what, I appreciate you, Andrew, and I really am glad that we became friends. And I hope we can remain friends for a long time to come. And to you, my friend, live long and prosper.